let's start with chapter number 2, early people. Human beings came long way. Human beings have came long way in the history of our planet. So our story begins with the early people, जिनको हम hunter and gatherers कहते हैं. So they are, who are they? They are the people who life was determined and they obtained their food. This resourceful individual did not rely on farming or livestock. They gathered their sustenance from natural world around. They picked fruits, collect nuts, dug up roots, and plucked leaves and harvested seed from the wild plants they grew. They lived there deeply connected to nature and they moved from place to place in search of food. So life of nomads. Nomads were not like us, living in one place all the time. They wandered from one place to another. They did not build big houses or farms. They set up temporary homes, जिनको हम tents or huts कहते हैं. Now we will find why they move so. So reason for frequent movement is that nomads move frequently because of the weather. Weather की वजह से वो क्या करते थे, एक place से दूसरी place move करते थे. So nomads go where the fruits were ripe and ready to be eaten. So nomads were skilled hunters. They did not have farms. ये किस पे रिले करते थे? Hunting पे for their meat. But animals move too, so nomads have to follow animals they hunted. So they knew the best places to find animals. Nomads did not have farms where they grow crops like wheat and rice. They did not know farming. They depend on nature to provide their food. They gathered fruits, nuts and berries from wild plants and they even dug up roots or caught insects. Water is essential for life. They had to find water sources. जैसे उनको rivers, lake हो गया, streams हो गया. When the water dried up in one place, they had to pack up. उन्हें pack up करना पड़ता था, right? So we have history and prehistory. Prehistory में आपका Paleolithic period आ जाता है, ठीक है? Mesolithic आ जाता है, Neolithic आ जाता है और Chalcolithic आ जाता है. If we talk about history, we have ancient, medieval and modern. So first is Paleolithic period. In this period को हम क्या कहते थे? Old Stone Age. It was the earliest phase of human history, vast stretch from time about 2.5 million years ago, 1200 years ago, and it is a Greek word जिसका नाम है Paleos, जिसका मतलब है ancient और lithos means stone. So during this time our ancestors were early human. कौन थे? Early humans थे, right? So then we have Mesolithic period started after the last cold snap when the weather become milder. ये आपका 1200 to 12,000 to 10,000 year तक चलता है. It is a bridge between old and new ways. It ended when another big change occurred, the beginning of agriculture, right? Now Neolithic period. Neolithic period began around 10,000 years. This when something significant happened. What? People started to farming instead hunting and gathering. उन्होंने क्या करा? Farming करना start करा, agriculture करना start करा. इन्होंने crop उगाए जैसे wheat, barley, rice. They also learned to raise animal like goat, cows and pig. Right? Copper was the first material. They shift from using old stone to using metal, like your इसे हम metal age कहते हैं. Now using stone, we started using stones in ancient times when the world was wild and untamed place. Early people live in caves and dense jungle. They were first human as they had two important tasks to keep themselves safe from fierce animals and to find food. To achieve this goal, they used most valuable thing they had, like stone. Right? Now discovery of fire. Fire क्या था? एक सबसे important discovery थी, and it might have been by accident. Lightning struck a tree and they saw its burst into flame. Or maybe they rubbed two sticks together until a spark of light. Fire brought warmth and light to dark caves and cooked food, making it easier to digest and tastier to eat. Now cave painting. The most fascinating thing है that have to be create cave painting, like it is made on walls or ceilings. These painting dated back a time जिसको हम prehistoric कहते हैं, which is before they were written records. The materials they used for painting, they were found in nature like red pigment made from iron oxide and black pigment जो आपका मैग्नीज से बना. Right? Now climate change. बहुत सारे climate changes भी हुए. So around 1200, huge ice sheet that covered parts of Earth melting caused change in the weather. जिससे क्या होता है? It was a big deal because animal has relied on grass for their food. And what happened? जो number था वो उसका day by day increase हो रहा था. Right? Humans started taking care of animals like herding and looking them. This period was responsible for the growth of important plants like barley, rice and wheat. So let's study about the settled life. We have farmers. Farmers जो थे, early humans discovered which seeds could produce most crop. This newfound knowledge was crucial as it allowed them to settle in one place and cultivate the land. ये shift हुआ from roaming, hunting, gather to settled. Farmer was greatly influenced. This was an opportunity for the people to grow more food. और shift से क्या हुआ? ट्रांसफॉर्मेशन हुआ इन लाइफस्टाइल एज पीपल लर्न टू बिकम better around frequently. Groups began to establish, right, and permanent settlement was done. These early farmers faced new challenges like need to store food grain. कि भाई इनको कहा कि आप क्या करो, food grains को store करो. Now houses in ancient times when people lived in settled communities like Gurjhom and Kashmir, their homes is a unique way. ये जो houses हैं ये किसके बने थे? Stone tools के, two big circular pits, और जो pits होते थे वो wide होते थे bottoms, right? And this tells the people would cook their food either inside their home or outside. ये किस पे डिपेंड करता था? Weather. It's depend upon weather, right? Then we have with the rise of agriculture, people needed to do more just to grow food. They had to store food grains, cook their meals, find drinking water, and eat their finished dishes, right? They also learned to weave clothes. They used material like cotton and other things to make clothes, which were used for making some useful thing also. Next is आर्कियोलॉजिकल साइट जो आपकी है मेहरगढ़. इसको हम ये जो साइट है ये आपका बेस ऑफ प्लेस है बोलन पास की, दैट वी नो कॉल्ड पाकिस्तान. इट इज रियली एन अर्लीस्ट नोन साइट फ्रॉम द टाइम कॉल्ड पैलियोलिथिक. Archaeologists found the bones of animals like sheep, goat, deer, pig and cow. This tells us that early people took care of these animals. इन्होंने जो burnt grains है वो find करे, and these early people grow their own food. And the houses they lived in was shaped like square or rectangle. कैसी shape के थे? Square और rectangle shape. So one very important thing found at Mehergarh is the evidence of how people dealt with death. ये लोग वहाँ death के साथ कैसे deal करते थे? So the pots were buried along with person. It is believed that these pots were meant to provide food in the next world, and it was sort of like a special, right? This is all in this chapter. I have told you about the different period of ancient time. Now we will meet in the next class. That's all for today. Thank you.